tropics is the topic, yeah, just follow me. Vacation in the mind, yeah, that's where I wanna be.
What up, Wolfpack? It's the Yungavelle here, back at it with another video. Got the merch on, you heard. Definitely check that out. The link is in the description. And I updated it so it's, you want some of these. You want some of these. So today is a nice juicy topic. Let's get straight into it. We see this phenomenon a lot, especially with the advent of the internet and everybody talking about female nature and whatnot. So the question of the day is, why do women make rules for betas and break rules for alphas? There's a couple reasons for that. Like in my last video, definitely check out my last video if you want to know one of those reasons. One of those reasons is hypergamy. And if you don't know what hypergamy is, it's the natural tendency for women to date across and up. So if you are the best option out of her pool of options, she's going to be less likely to make rules for you. And she's going to be more likely to make rules for the males that are orbiting her. You know, giving her free attention. Oh, you're beautiful, and da-da-da-da. Hey, good morning, beautiful. You know, that all that type of stuff. And she hasn't given them anything. She hasn't been with them. She hasn't been intimate with them or anything. She's more likely to make rules for them. So another thing that I wanted to talk about, which is not discussed a lot, and it's the main thing that I wanted to share with you guys in terms of this is going to help you guys when you're dealing with women, especially a woman that you're dealing with for a long period of time or an extended period of time. Ovulation cycles. It's imperative that you understand how women are based on their cycle. So, because she's going to lean more towards certain tendencies as she is either heading into her ovulation cycle or leaving her ovulation cycle. So, what is an ovulation cycle? You should know what it is by now if you're a man. It's when a woman is ready to have babies, like her eggs are ready to receive. And so you'll find that when she's around her ovulation cycle, her skin is going to start to get really clear. She's going to look very pretty to you because her body is basically priming herself to be mated, you know, and attract the best option biologically. So her body changes, and she's going to be a lot more sexual. She's going to be a lot more horny, and she's going to be a lot more inclined to respond to alpha traits. And that's the key that I wanted to share with you guys. Her responding to the alpha traits in the highest way is going to be specifically linked to where she is in her ovulation cycle. So if she's in it, those tendencies that we display, like dominance, masculine frame, leading, smelling good, looking fit, being strong, all those things are going to be major turn-ons for her, where she's going to be more inclined to, if you were not those things and she was in a different part of her ovulation cycle, she might make you wait. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're on a date and she is she's not on her ovulation cycle. She might be getting closer, getting her period. She is going to be, based on how you handle the date, which I want to drop another gem for you guys in another video about how to close, a tip for closing like ASAP. So she's going to be less inclined to feel more comfortable with you escalating and stuff like that if she's not ovulating and stuff. So back to when she is, you're displaying these alpha traits, she's going to be, like I said, less inclined to make rules, so you'll be able to escalate faster based on how you present yourself. So obviously, if this is the first time, you're not going to know where she is in her ovulation cycle unless you ask, which is a weird question to ask on a first date. But I just want to share with you guys that's something that you should take note of if you're dealing with somebody long term, because you can start to, I believe ovulation cycle, and I could be wrong, I'm no expert on this, but I think it's something like 14 days from her period is when she starts ovulating. And then, 14 days after the ovulation, the period comes. And you guys know that women's cycles, a lot of them are tied to the moon cycles, which is a 28-day cycle. So, you know how I just said 14 is 28. You see how it's tied with the moon. So that's another way that you can make a mental note based on the cycles of the moon, where the moon is relative to whoever it is that you're dealing with. So women make rules for the alphas, they break rules for the betas. So it is in your best interest to build up those characteristics within yourself that make you a stand out in terms of being more dominant, more assertive. Just because, like I said, you don't know where they are in their cycle. So if you're dealing with a person for the first time, you don't know exactly where she is. So it behooves you to automatically be on your P's and Q's, because just in case, you'll be able to escalate fast. You know what I'm saying? Girls, a lot of them say, I don't really do this much. I don't really do this that much. Or like, this is my first time doing this, in terms of like closing on the first date, or going back to the crib right off after the first encounter. You know what I'm saying? I don't normally do this. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, whatever you say, honey, whatever you say, just get in the bed. All right, yeah, nice, thanks. So yeah, so it behooves you to behave accordingly based on what your goal is. And your goal should be to close as fast as possible, because time is your greatest asset. Time is your greatest asset. And then you could get to know, this is my personal opinion, then you could get to know them as you go along. Because if she's whack in bed, is that someone you really want to, you know what I'm saying? So now, if she is, let me give you another piece of game. If she is coming off the ovulation cycle, now she's going to be more inclined to seek out the provision, like the security. So like being, cuddle me when I sleep and all, or like that type of energy of the provisioning side. When she's on the ovulation side, she's just trying to get effed, so she'll gravitate to those bad boy characteristics, which is like the dominance and like not really caring and all that type of stuff. That whole thing. She's gonna be more inclined for that. But on the ovulation side, on the downside of that is she's gonna be more in seeking the security, like she's not gonna be as fired up to get effed. So she's gonna be, her sex drive might not be as high as it is when she's ovulating. Definitely not. And so she'll be more inclined for the provisioning side, for the security side. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, as a dominant person, that's gonna, it depends on who you are. It depends on the type of personality you have. So you just gotta be mindful that if she continues to see you, like sometimes you've heard stories of girls that will go on the girls trip and they'll do their thing with the guys who are displaying those characteristics. Let's say down here in Miami, you got to deal. There's guys like me walking around. You heard? No, I'm just joking. Not really though. But and then they're gonna go back to security boyfriend. There was a girl that came down here one time. She was from Boston, and she was on a break from a relationship. All right, whatever. That's none of my business. And I'm walking her back to my room, and I'm just like, wait, so you were in a relationship? She was like, no, I've been out of it. I'm like, okay, for how long? She said, a week. I'm like, yo, these girls is different nowadays, y'all gotta be careful. And then she went back to Boston, and guess who was waiting outside of her door? The guy. She told me, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, it depends on how she views you, so you have to always be on your P's and Q's, or you run the risk of being that guy that, you know, is going to sleep with her, cuddling her right after she just got power drive by the Yungavelle. That's tough. Damn. I don't say that to, you know, I'm not egoic. I really don't give a shit about none of that stuff. I just say this so you guys can be informed. So, I don't want to keep this video too long. There's some insight in here in this video, guys. Y'all need to take this seriously, because it's a battlefield out here, y'all. So, if you got anything from this video, be sure to share it, like it, comment, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, because that really helps. And yeah, cop you some merch, you know what I'm saying? Represent the team. The Third Eye Wolf with the Shiva in the background, you heard? Because we elevated, man. This is what we do, man. We pack leaders. So, like I always say, guys, until next time, remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace.